Yo no era un rey.
Pero lo eras. Siempre lo has sido.
Hola a todos! Today we will be learning lots of Spanish vocab with a dramatic scene from Game of Thrones, Juego de Tronos. First, we'll watch the scene with subtitles. Then, we will go over the scene together and explore the main vocabulary words and their meaning. And finally, we'll watch the scene again without any subtitles. Ready? ¿Listos? Let's go!
¿Lo habrías hecho?
He ejecutado a quienes me han desobedecido.
Y los has perdonado. A miles de salvajes cuando se rehusaron a arrodillarse.
Yo no era un rey.
Pero lo eras. Siempre lo has sido.
Renuncié a mi corona, Sam. Me arrodillé y ya no soy el rey en el norte.
No estoy hablando del rey en el norte, hablo del rey de los malditos 7 reinos. Bran y yo lo desciframos. Yo tenía el diario de un alto septon y Bran tenía lo que sea que Bran tiene.
¿De qué estás hablando?
Tu madre era Lyanna Stark. Y tu padre, tu verdadero padre, fue Rhaegar Targaryen. Nunca has sido un bastardo. Eres Aegon Targaryen, el heredero al trono de hierro.
Let's now dive into the scene and break down the main vocabulary words.
¿Lo habrías hecho?
¿Lo habrías hecho? Would you have done it? Habrías comes from the verb haber, meaning to be, to have, or to have to. In this case, it is conjugated in the conditional form. Conditional verbs are used to create conditional sentences, which express hypothetical or unlikely situations. In this case, Sam is asking John if he would have done something. Lo habrías hecho.
He ejecutado a quienes me han desobedecido.
He ejecutado a quienes me han desobedecido. I have executed those who have disobeyed me. Ejecutado comes from the verb ejecutar, meaning to execute. Quienes can be a confusing word. It means whom, and it is used to refer to a person or people. For example, todos quienes comieron deben pagar. All those who ate must pay. Me han desobedecido means have disobeyed me. The word an is added to the verb to show he is talking about a general group of people, not a specific individual. Quienes me han desobedecido, those who have disobeyed me. We know John is talking about people who disobeyed him because he uses the pronoun me. Quienes me han desobedecido, those who have disobeyed me. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Y los has perdonado. A miles de salvajes cuando se rehusaron a arrodillarse.
Y los has perdonado a miles de salvajes cuando se rehusaron a arrodillarse. And you have forgiven them, thousands of savages, when they refused to bend the knee. Perdonado comes from the verb perdonar, meaning to forgive. It is conjugated in the present perfect form to indicate the action has happened in the past and has been completed. He has forgiven them. Él los ha perdonado. Cuando se rehusaron a arrodillarse means when they refused to bend the knee. Rehusaron comes from the verb rehusar, meaning to refuse. It is conjugated to indicate they, the savages, were refusing. Arrodillarse means to kneel, or in more appropriate terms for the Game of Thrones era, to bend the knee. Sam is saying that the savages refused to bend the knee and acknowledge John as a king. Still, John forgave them.
Yo no era un rey.
Yo no era un rey. I wasn't a king. Era comes from the verb ser, meaning to be. You might already know this, but pay close attention because we will be talking more about the verb to be. Rey is the word for king. John is telling Sam that he was not a king, although we all want him to be.
Pero lo eras. Siempre lo has sido.
Pero lo eras. Siempre lo has sido. But you were. You always have been. Do you see the slight difference between the word era and the word eras? This is because when John used era, he was referring to himself. Yo no era un rey. I was not a king. As Sam uses eras, he is using it to refer to John. Tú eras. In this case, the S at the end of the verb indicates that the action was performed by you. Tú eras. Hearing words like eras and era in videos like this one is a great way to understand how they are used in real-world conversations. However, not all clips have subtitles, and pausing, rewinding, and switching tabs to find the meanings and examples can get pretty complicated. However, on the FluentU platform, this will simply not happen. FluentU teaches Spanish through music videos, movies, TV shows, TED Talks, and more, so that you can learn Spanish easily while still enjoying yourself. It features interactive subtitles, tons of examples, word pronunciations, and let's not forget about my absolute favorite, personalized quizzes, so FluentU ensures that you really learn and what you learn sticks in your head. For a free trial, click on the link in the description below.
Renuncié a mi corona, Sam. Me arrodillé, ya no soy el rey en el norte.
Renuncié a mi corona, Sam. Me arrodillé. Ya no soy el rey en el norte. I gave up my crown, Sam. I bent the knee. I am no longer the king in the north. Renuncié comes from the verb renunciar, meaning to quit or give up. Remember the verb arrodillar? Here, John is using it in the past tense to indicate he kneeled or he bent the knee. Yo me arrodillé.
No estoy hablando del rey en el norte, hablo del rey de los malditos 7 reinos.
No estoy hablando del rey en el norte. Hablo del rey de los malditos 7 reinos. I'm not talking about the king in the north. I'm talking about the king of the bloody 7 kingdoms. Notice the difference here between hablando and hablo. Estoy hablando means I am currently talking. It implies that the action is ongoing. Hablo is the simple present tense. I talk, yo hablo. Another example of this subtle difference would be estoy parada versus yo me paro. I am standing versus I stand.
Bran y yo lo desciframos. Yo tenía el diario de un alto septón y Bran tenía lo que sea que Bran tiene.
Bran y yo lo desciframos. Yo tenía el diario de un alto septón y Bran tenía lo que sea que Bran tiene. Bran and I figured it out. I had a high septon journal and Bran had whatever Bran has. Desciframos comes from the verb descifrar, meaning to decipher. The form desciframos means we deciphered. What is the difference between tenía and tiene? They both come from the verb tener, meaning to have. Tenía means used to have, an action that was ongoing at a former time. Tiene means has, something that is going on at the present time. Another example of this difference would be yo nadaba todos los martes. Yo nado los martes. I used to swim on Tuesday. I swim on Tuesdays.
¿De qué estás hablando?
¿De qué estás hablando? What are you talking about?
Tu madre era Lyanna Stark. Y tu padre, tu verdadero padre, fue Rhaegar Targaryen.
Tu madre era Lyanna Stark y tu padre, tu verdadero padre, fue Rhaegar Targaryen. Your mother was Lyanna Stark, and your father, your real father, was Rhaegar Targaryen. Here we have an interesting difference between two words, era and fue. Era is the imperfect tense of the Spanish verb ser, to be, while fue is its preterite form. However, they both mean the same thing, was. Sam is telling John who his real parents were. It's a lot to remember, I know. To make sure you don't forget all the words we learned today, we've made you a free PDF of all the vocabulary that you can get by clicking on the link in the description.
Nunca has sido un bastardo.
Nunca has sido un bastardo. You've never been a bastard. Has sido means you have been. Nunca has sido therefore means you have never been.
Eres Aegon Targaryen, el heredero al trono de hierro.
Eres Aegon Targaryen, el heredero al trono de hierro. You are Aegon Targaryen, the heir to the Iron Throne. Okay, ready? It's time to watch the full clip again without subtitles.
¿Lo habrías hecho?
He ejecutado a quienes me han desobedecido.
Y los has perdonado. A miles de salvajes cuando se rehusaron a arrodillarse.
Yo no era un rey.
Pero lo eras. Siempre lo has sido.
Renuncié a mi corona, Sam. Me arrodillé, ya no soy el rey en el norte.
No estoy hablando del rey en el norte, hablo del rey de los malditos 7 reinos. Bran y yo lo desciframos. Yo tenía el diario de un alto septon y Bran tenía lo que sea que Bran tiene.
¿De qué estás hablando?
Tu madre era Lyanna Stark. Y tu padre, tu verdadero padre, fue Rhaegar Targaryen. Nunca has sido un bastardo. Eres Aegon Targaryen, el heredero al trono de hierro.
You did amazing! Let's keep going now that you've made it this far. If you want to learn more expressions like conservar, por qué no, and many, many more, click on this video where we will be diving into one of my favorite scenes from Lord of the Rings. I'll see you there.